Che here, the No Spoon Podcast. Thank you for checking out my channel. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss out on the latest content. Also, like and share with as many people as possible. And if you got an opinion or something that you just want to add to the conversation, I want to hear about it down in the comments section. Until then, enjoy the video. I like Tim Pool. I like what they're doing over there. I like the whole everything that they're standing for. He's another one that was very at one point. I mean, I think he worked for Vice or Vox or one of those. I think it was Vice.
Yeah, people don't like when I say that, but he's a leftist. I'm not saying that as a negative thing. He's a classic liberal. Mm-hmm. That's why we get along, because liberal actually was, kind of for liberty, free speech, anti-war, and he's not a traditional he's not a Republican. He's not even really a MAGA dude. He's a skateboard lefty.
Yeah, and the people that he has on the show, Luke Rukowski being one of them, is not. I mean, they were very critical of Trump, and they were very critical of the whole MAGA stuff. And now it's like, but they get classified as right wing extremists. I think there was even one they were saying, because I know they released a song, and they were saying, I think it was the Daily Beast that said that he only did that to lure people into his right wing ideology. It's like Tim Pool.
Well, they got part of it right. It is to lure people through culture into like another way. So what's happened is anyone who doesn't bend the knee to corporate Republicans and Democrats is in the same boat now. We're all in the same boat. We are all ostracized. And what I like about Tim Pool is he's had Destiny on, he's had Vosh on, he's had Charlie Kirk. He would have more left people on, and I've given him some names. I think he would. I think Jimmy Dore and those. He had Kim Iverson on, and I bring that up is because he's kind of giving a platform to anyone who's ostracized. And a lot of people might not want to hear this. Common people are not going to win unless we all in that ostracized group figure out how to agree or to work together on the areas we agree. That's when that starts to happen, then you're going to see even more momentum.
No, I agree. I mean, finding that common ground. We know where we disagree at, right? And do you think that's because I've ran into people that are like, I don't want to talk to them. They're on the other side. They're evil. They're this and that. But at some point, man, you can't just be isolated from everybody. I mean, do you think that we do have kind of an obligation to reach across the aisle or reach out to people who don't think the same way that we think politically, even if it's crazy?
Absolutely. You have an obligation to your beliefs. So I'm not telling you what to believe or not to believe. I'm telling you to know what you believe. And I brought this up when it came to there's a big community of people. Nothing against them. I get along with a lot of them, even though we disagree. They're very big on reparations, and you could label them as black people who are for reparations. Mm-hmm. And they came out and they were like, we don't like open borders. Why? Because it depresses wages. It hurts a lot of people that we care about. And I'm like, well, then in that issue, why wouldn't you support MAGA? Because MAGA agrees. I'm not telling you to put on a red hat and look silly. I'm just saying, at least say it. Don't be afraid to say Marjorie Taylor Greene is right on this issue. I'm not saying you have to agree with her in the totality until we get to that point where we say, they would agree they're not for money to Ukraine when Jackson, Mississippi has rust water or whatever they're drinking. So then why don't you just speak out and say, I'm not for everything that Marjorie Taylor Greene says, but she's one of the only people who didn't vote for money for Ukraine. I stand up with her on that. Until we get to that point, we're not gonna win. I think we will get to that point, but it's when things crush us to the point where, like, if we're in a foxhole, nobody cares what your pronouns are.